My question is to the Prime Minister. UK Labor is currently campaigning with a manifesto which calls for new nuclear power stations and small modular reactors to make Britain a clean energy superpower. Why is the Albanese Labor government risking the lights going out in Australia instead of using nuclear energy, which is proven around the world to deliver cheaper, cleaner and more consistent energy?
Call to the Prime Minister.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker. I thank the member for her question, and I'm asked about the British election campaign, and I won't refrain from the obvious. I won't refrain from the obvious because, as Prime Minister, of course, I wish both Rishi Sunak, who I know well, and Keir Starmer well as well in the election that will be held, I think next week, next Thursday, and we'll wait and see what happens there. But when it comes to the UK, do we have to have the gibberish, Mr. Speaker?
Order. The Prime Minister will ignore the interjections, and the manager of opposition business will
I'm asked about Britain. I noticed there weren't interjections about the sun shining in Britain. I noticed that because those opposites seem to think that every country is the same. Now, the UK began its nuclear program in the 1940s. They have decades of work
the member for Barker.
on a nuclear industry. And for them, as
the Leader of the Nationals will cease interjecting.
As the International Energy Agency says, a range of countries, nuclear will play an important role in. But for Australia, it does not make sense. It does not make economic sense. Now, when it comes to Britain, the Hinkley Point C nuclear plant was initially due to be operational in 2017. It was supposed to cost $35 billion. Now it will open sometime after 2031, incredible, more than a decade late, and it will cost about $90 billion. $90 billion for one reactor in the UK. One. And that's why when I'm asked about other jurisdictions, let's talk about some jurisdictions closer to home. New South Wales Opposition Leader, we can't wait for nuclear. Victorian Opposition Leader, there are prohibitions in place, so I'm not racing along the nuclear path. Victorian Nats Leader, you wouldn't be surprised that our view is exactly the same as John Pizzuto. Queensland LNP Leader, I've been very consistent with it. Nuclear is not part of planning in Queensland.
Prime Minister will pause. The member for Moncrieff will take her point of order.
On relevance, Mr. Speaker, we were talking about the UK nuclear program, not the New South Wales.
Resume your seat. The member is entitled to state a point of order on relevance, but the Prime Minister is being directly relevant. He has the call.
I hate to state the obvious, but they've just said that David Crisafulli, Peter Walsh, John Pizzuto, Mark Speakman, Shane Love and Guy Barnett are all irrelevant. Well, they are as far as their plan is concerned, because their plan is friendless amongst their own people, amongst the business community and amongst anyone in the energy sector.